Ladies and gentlemen, I hereby show you evidence of productivity in disability. So, you know what? Shola told everybody the commonplace information about this amazing panel and I. But let me tell you the fun fact, because we're here to tell the stories, right? And the fun fact is Chukwuma, to my left, has worked productively with disability for 8 years plus. Chukwuma, please support.
Yes.
So Busola, to my immediate right, has worked with productivity for 3 years plus. And Okayemi has worked with productivity for 4 years plus. And my humble self, having transited into visual disability in 2007, I got the opportunity to work for 11 years plus. Okay, so now let's tell our stories. Definitely, I mean, again, we all represent businesses, right? And we want to tell, I'll share with you all, in those businesses that we work at, what has been working well to keep us not only joining those organizations, because again, fun fact, all the 3 members of my panels joined their organizations with disability. So I'd like to ask, and I'll be starting from my left, from Chukwuma, when you joined Access Bank, what was it in the selection process that got you in? And what has happened that was right, that kept you growing? And now you are doing 8 years plus and celebrated.
Thank you. The selection process was, I think Access Bank is that bank where you don't need to know anybody. You don't need to. The process of selection at Access Bank is extremely transparent, open, and supportive. So I think that was what got me in. You could easily just have a conversation, and by the reviews of the guys you're having a conversation with, you could spin off from the professional questions, and after the conversation, this is a great guy. Let's start the work. And so that was what got me in. It was the questions that got me into Access Bank were not even questions around what I studied. It was just a nice chat and a conversation, and they were helping me answer the questions, and I got into Access Bank. What has kept me in, what has made me stay is that if you came in and you saw that banner, the Empowered Employees banner, that's been like one very strong point with Access Bank. Access Bank will empower you to the level where sometimes you will be scared of the kind of roles that you are given. Like, can I do this? So today I sit on as the head of digital partnerships at Access Bank. It's a big role. Sometimes I wonder if I'm supposed to be seated there. And they provide you with the training, with the knowledge, right, that you require to succeed in that role. They would encourage you. So our MD Roosevelt will promise every trainee, and if you ask any trainee in Access Bank, there's these 4 promises that you would always get when coming to Access Bank. And one of them is that we will make you a consummate professional, so that when you stand beside any of your peers anywhere in the world, you will beat them. And so that promise does not even look at you as though you are disabled. In fact, it looks at you and says, okay, so for you, we won't even look at as though you have a limitation. We will treat you specially and even give you more work and even make you excel above the others. And when they look at you, they will want to be like you.
Thank you, Chukwuma. Thank you, Access Bank, for the fantastic work. Busola, so for you, what was it when you went to Leshigo, and what was it that made it easy for you to join that team? And what has kept you thriving in that space now?
That's everyone. What made it easy for me to join Leshigo was their acceptance. Because I tell you, Inclusion is acceptance into society. When you're not accepted, you can't function well. So they accepted me as the way I am. They gave me whatever I needed. My boss I've seen me somewhere before, so he knew me from somewhere, but he didn't know I was coming to Leshero. So when I got to Leshero, he made sure that I had everything at my disposal. He made sure that anything I wanted to do, they were always there to help me, they were always there to guide me. And I had a fantastic team lead who helped me to achieve what I achieved today. Because being in the banking world for 2 years is not easy.
Oh.
You know, during the COVID era, they laid off some staff, but I wasn't laid off. So, you know, I must have done something that made me remain there. So, you know, I do my job very diligently. I'm a very friendly person. So people like to come near me. You know, I tell people, stability is not contagious. It's like a disease, it's a condition. And everyone of us, like here, has a condition. We are all disabled in one way or the other. So, you know, you might not be able to do what I can do, and I might not be able to do what you can do. But at the end of the day, we all come together, make it a better society.
Thank you, Bisola. Thank you, Leshero. In your stint with PwC, what made it easy for you to join that organization? And what is going on to make you thrive there right now?
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I also benefited from the MTN scholarship while I was in school. So when the guys talk about that,
Thank you, MTN.
so it's a big family. Okay, so what I would say, I would highlight 2 points. One is willingness to accept, and the second is willingness to get exposed. So at the time when I wrote the exam, I think just 2 persons knew I was visually impaired, and they were not even part of the HR. They just took it. So it was my results that instinct the HR persons there, and they called for an interview. I was the only blind person amongst 2,000 persons that we had an interview that day, and it just happened that I was part of those that was employed at that time. So for me, I was just coming out of school. I didn't have work experience, and I wasn't so exposed as such. But then I had this can-do spirit, and I'm always very determined. There's nothing, you can't tell me I can't do something. Who are you to tell me I can't do something? So that's always like my driving force right from that's been my driving force after I got blind 10 years ago. So having to resume work, when I say acceptance, willingness to accept, they were not bothered about my disability. I think they were just bothered on how to profile solution. This person should be able to contribute to societal development. And they asked me, Opeyemi, are you sure you can work? I said, yes. Are you sure you can work? I said, yes. Then I resumed. So so I work with the Human Resource Learning and Development Units in PwC. The first thing I would like to highlight is functionality of work. The question was, what are the tools you require to work? So I told them I just needed a JAWS screen reader that would help me access my laptop, and I just need mobility twice around the building, and I'm fine. Like, I don't like to always depend on people. Mm-hmm. And they provided all of these working tools for me, and I've been working for the past 4 years. I'm able to coordinate training. I initially started with the research unit because I started as an intern. I started in the research unit. They saw my work productivity. They moved me to advisory. I worked in advisory during my NYSC, and I applied for graduate internship, and I got it. That was because of work productivity. So I would also like to highlight willingness to support too. They were not looking at my dysfunctionality. I know PwC, our staff strength is quite strong and large. So most of the people that don't work with learning and development, they're always, oh, how does she work? That's my manager. But my manager does not even see me as someone that is blind. Like, she would have finished talking to me. Okay, so look at the design. And I'm looking at her. What design? And she's like, oh, sorry, I forgot you can. Okay, let me describe it to you. Then just build the content and run the training. So it's a very beautiful work environment. They made me very comfortable, and they just began to challenge me like from time to time. I remember when I just started working and they told me, oh, okay, don't worry, you can resume at 9 and close at 3. I said, why? They said, because you cannot see. I then asked them, so what can you see? They said, it's just for me to be safe in the environment. I'm like, it's fine, don't worry, I can close at 5. Before I started leaving the office at 8, 9, 10, just for workload and all. So I like the fact that I'm being challenged. I take up the challenge and it helps me to build. In this light, I started my CIPM examination. That's a professional course. I became chartered last year. And all of this, I'm sure all of this I wouldn't have been able to achieve if I was not fixed in a work environment.
Yeah.
So I'm really grateful for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Opeyemi, and thank you so much, PwC. You know, this panel actually represents the realities of the workplace, because we've just heard about 3 people who got onboarded based on the value they were bringing with their disability. I want to speak to a slightly different context. I was already at work and I transited into disability because, guys, you know, life can happen. One incident, one accident, one misdiagnosis, whatever it is. But does that mean that whatever skills or whatever you got onboarded for, does that mean that goes away? The answer is no. So, but for me, in my case, when I got transited, I was not aware. That was 2007, that as a person with disability, I could still continue to work. I thought I should just disclose to my line manager, you know, so again, the confidence and the comfort to know that your leader is accessible to you. You can trust to have a truthful conversation. And he was the one that first told me he did not understand why I wanted to leave. And based on that, I was able to run for 11 more years in that organization. I mean, attaining regional leadership with oversight function for 15 countries in Africa. And I am so excited to say that 8 of those 11 years, the HR director that held my hand and empowered me, gave me more responsibilities, assigned me to become a cultural ambassador of the organization. I was trusted to chunk down the strategic direction of the organization to the rest of my colleagues across Africa. Madam Bimpe Ayo Alias, I am so grateful. I'm so excited. Because, you know, in the end, and this is a challenge to us all, persons with who are temporarily able, that's what I call them, and those of us who have some sort of disability, guys. So the point is, the beauty of when you work in a place and you're a leader also in your full right, supported by your leaders that are older and more senior to you. You know, everybody just talks about the context of just work. What about those extra bits? Because once you're a leader, there are the social sides of handling your clients. And there are the social sides of when your regional leadership comes to visit you at home. And I like to say and share that above and beyond the amazing examples that my co-panelists have already shared about how you get support at work, I was also giving support socially when we had to socialize. I mean, I was with an amazing HR director who would support me to, let's talk about the menu when we all have to hang out at senior management level. They will help me cut my protein so Dolako does not make a mess. When you have leaders like that, what else are you looking for to try? Now, because we're invested in making sure that we keep to time, Shola, I can feel you. And because we're truly interested in hearing questions from the audience, at this point, this panel of productive people with disability across businesses are ready for your questions. And I believe Shola will help us with that, right? Okay.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Standing on existing protocol, my name is Rita Kujobi. Mine is not really a question, kind of. I just want to encourage and appreciate the panelists. This is the first time I'll be in a conference with people with ability, and I'm truly emotional right now.
Oh.
I want to appreciate you guys especially. Keep doing what you're doing. There's no limits. Everything is from your heart, and I just want you to know that you've inspired someone today, and I pledge to be a champion and to encourage inclusion wherever I go. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Ugo Obiayo. Mine is not even a question either. I was emotional too. And that's because I see very wonderful and unique individuals sitting before me here. And I want to say congratulations. And while one of our speaker, the commissioner, yes, was speaking, and he made mention of whoever has data of people with disability that they can support and give facilities to help them in their creativity or whatever their profession. Incidentally, I'm the chairman of the Guild of Nigerian Dance Practitioners here in Lagos. And about a year ago, I had the opportunity to attend a dance workshop. And there was a very young guy doing his dance movements and every other thing, electrifying. By the time he was done, he limped out. And I was like, why are you limping? Did you injure yourself? And he said, no, I'm a dancer with disability. And I was totally floored. When he took off his pair of shoes, I could see his limbs, you know? And I asked him, how do you manage? He said, Ugo, when I get on that dance floor, I don't know what kind of spirit takes over. As in, I become air, water, fire, and everything all at once. So while the commissioner was speaking, I chatted him up immediately and I said, Ebube, what would it take to find unique guys and girls like yourself in the dance community, in the dance industry? There is a program I'm right now sitting in, and I believe there's going to be a world of opportunities for you guys to be heard, to be seen. And I want to tell you all, NBDN, this is a wonderful opportunity you have given me, given my people. On behalf of them, I speak and I say, thank you for what you're doing, for being unique, for being able, for teaching me that I am productive, whether disabled or not, that we can do things together.
Absolutely.
I promise you they are coming to your space, these dancers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Wanjiku Wambogo. It's not a common name around here. I am from the Kenya Business and Kenya Business and Disability Network. I'm here for something else, but I had to attend this conference.
Nice.
I'm in the steering committee for our network that we are now steering as the private sector. And I come from the SME side, really not the big companies and corporates that I'm seeing here, because I run a company called Nyali Capital. We do LPO financing, and we focus financing to the youth, women, and persons with disability, and the reason for me to be a member of the network. I'm really delighted to listen to you guys, what you can be able to share. I look forward to the day that I'll also come here or be in our country and say that I have 2, 3, 4, 5 employees in my company who are persons with disability, but we have been trained now to become disability confident, and we are not pitting these people because they don't require our pitting. That bit we know today,
No.
Indeed, they don't. They don't require emotions because they are able. Indeed,
Yeah.
that bit I know because I'm a member of the network. So maybe this is a pitch I'm doing to the rest of you who are SMEs here to join the program, to join the network, so that we can learn more on how we can deal with ourselves, including everybody who are our clients, who are our employees, who are probably not able. Well done, people. It's been great being here. Thank you to Rasak.
Thank you so much.
It's through him that I'm here today.
While
Thank
we
you.
prepare our parting shots, I don't know if there's just maybe one more comment or question. And my panel, please get ready. Parting shot, 1 minute each. Shola, yes, please. Over to you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
I'm Mr. Gilbert Asogwa,
Okay.
the principal of Federal Nigerian Society for the Blind Vocational Training Center, Oshodi.
Okay.
It's a pleasure being here today. And my question is, I really want to know the yardstick for which invitation was made today for this program. Actually, this is a worldwide program. And I can tell you that I'm highly inspired and I'm motivated to go out and, put in more effort as an advocate for people living with disability. I wish you could throw a little light of how, because I've looked around and I cannot find some of my colleagues, stakeholders in this sector here in this program. Because this conference can go a long way to make sure that we have people who are inspired and who go out into the wider society and make great impact in advocating for people with disability. At least I know of Opeye Media seated there. She has been visiting my school to ensure that she impacts on our trainees. Mr. Razak is here also, a very good friend, and I must confess that I'm inspired by his presentation. If we have people of my sort who are principal, who are leaders in the sector here in this program, we could go further, inspired to do more. So
Absolutely.
let's know more of how we got this yardstick of invitation, so that it could get to many of them in next conferences which we will be holding. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I think I will just speak to what you asked about. And the quick answer is, look, the organizing committee did a fantastic job of getting the information about this event out there. Maybe it is that we are not looking in the logical spaces for the millennials, the Gen Zs, which is social media, everybody. That is the place to get your information. Again, this is the first one, and I have no doubt that the organization will be, it's the first one. Many more are coming. Rather, what I would say is go back to everyone of your network that you say is not in the room. Let them know that they missed out. Tell them to watch this space for what is coming up. So, parting shot, my amazing panel. I'm going to start from you, Opeyemi. Parting shot, please. 1 minute.
Okay, so for me, I would like to urge everyone here to please preach the news of ability in disability. It's very easy for organizations to put in their vision and mission statement, no discrimination, all of these enticing words that help society feel like, oh, they are investing in lives of persons living with disability. But the practicality or the practical aspect of it is almost zero. For the organizations that have persons living with disability, I'm really grateful. But then for those that don't have, or friends that have stakeholders in other private sectors, I would please urge that we take this news out there. I remember when I was looking for a job, I got depressed. I almost committed suicide. I wrote a sad note to myself. That period is a time I'll never forget in a lifetime. So this means that we are all humans. So I'd like to urge everyone, don't be scared. Don't be religious about this. Can we all close our eyes? Our eyes closed.
We need to trust you. We need to trust you that you're doing this, Ru. So please, we need to trust you. So we're trusting
Exactly.
you that your
I
eyes
can't
are
see your
closed.
faces, so I hope your eyes are closed.
Yep.
1 + 1. What is your name? Can you stand up?
Yeah.
Can you clap your hands? Please, can you sit? Don't open your eyes yet, though. Don't fall down, don't worry. I've been doing this for the past 10 years. So just assume that those are on the wheelchair, just assume the way you're sitting, like the way I'm seated now, I can't stand up and walk. Does it make you different from who you are?
No.
So this means that you can actually still function. The beautiful part of it is that other senses just becomes very active and they stand in for that particular aspect of your body that can't function. So please don't look down on persons and don't be emotional, please. I don't like people being emotional about me. Just provide solution and just create that possibility to fill the gap of my disability. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Opeyemi. Thank you, PwC, once again. And just in case we have somebody who has not yet done it, you may open your eyes. Busola, parting shot.
The winning mentality is the right attitude. I tell people, when you have the right attitude towards things, you win every time. Because winners always have the right attitude, right mentality. If you have the right mentality, if you have the right attitude, you always win. And you know, let's try to include people with disability in our workspace because they are unique, they are special. They can do anything, they can be about anything that you want them to do if you give them the right space and the right environment.
Yes.
And the last thing is that people with disability need to be employable because there's people with disability out there who are not employable. So we need to teach them to be employable, to make them employable. And the only way to make them employable is by accepting them and teaching them the right attitude and teaching them the winning mentality, which is the right attitude. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Busola. And thank you once again, Leshiho. So, Chukuma, parting shot.
Parting shot for me. So I was thinking of an idea, and I realized that all of us here are disabled. Right? If
Yes.
the birds and the eagles, they look at us from above, they'll be like, these guys, they cannot fly. Yeah, they are all disabled. Right? Yeah, that's what they'll be saying. Like, these guys, they can't fly. But you know,
For them.
yeah,
Can't
but some guys, the Wright brothers, they realized that we are all disabled, and they built aircrafts for us so we can fly, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and so the same way Access Bank built an aircraft for me to fly, my parting shot for you is to go out there and build aircrafts for others to fly.
Thank you, Chukuma. And thank you so much, Access Bank. And for me, the realities of our society is the fact that from the supply side, which is the undeniable talent pool of persons with disability, the realities might be that there are skill gaps, you know, and if we could put CSR, I mean, if you want to onboard that target, that 5% target that some organizations are already looking at, if you want to onboard a number of persons with disability, and let's hypothetically say that you're interested in 3, could you commit to training 20 and taking the best 3? What you will be doing is taking the best of the crop as well as equipping the 17 others to go out there and look for opportunity. Could we consider that, right? And for the for organizations that are not so sure of what to do, they are interested to do the right thing, but they are not sure of what to do. As you can see, the Nigerian Disability Business Network is your one-stop shop to get all your answers, all your questions answered, and to get the right kind of support, to get the kind of results you want to be associated with your organization. Leverage it, please. There are communities that you might want to reach out to. Like for everybody that I've asked in the room, when have you seen a person with dwarfism in the workplace? I want us to all think about it. Because there are stereotypes that say that they should just resume to the creative industry, right? The point is, Nigeria is full of super talented people, and in the disability to talent pool, you are going to find exceptional, creative, innovative, agile talents to join your workforce. At this point, I'd like to thank all my co-panelists, thank the audience, thank all the organizations, and shout out to Project Enable Africa.
Thank you so much, Dolapo. Thank you to all our panelists.